If you guys are looking for a cheap and reliable place to get your FIFA Ultimate Team coins, check the link in the description and use the code ITANI to get 5% off. Alright boys, so I am going to be showing you my Weekend League squad. It's going to be crazy, but at the same time, it's going to be plays that you've seen before as well. Now, the problem with this weekend is you're going to be seeing the Contes, you're going to be seeing the Smallings, the Mooses. Oh my god, it's going to be sweaty, as if we weren't seeing BPL players. Why do I keep calling it BPL? The Premier League players so much already that it's going to be just sweaty, full of rage, and a lot of angry people. So, the problem with this weekend, though, is you're only allowed to use 2 players that are not from the Premier League. So, I would like to ask you guys, because I'm still experimenting with the forwards, what forwards are you using in your squad for this Weekend League? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you check out G2A, their link will be in the description if you're looking to buy PSN cards, Microsoft points, or cheap PC games. Now, the first player we're going to be inserting into the squad is no other than, let's change that, and let's change it to Premier League because that's what we're going to be using. So Butland. Now Butland is all down to preference. Some people like him, some people don't like him. Some people prefer De Gea, Lloris, or maybe Courtois. I actually prefer Butland because he's only 3k, maybe even cheaper now. Played 400 games with him. I think he's been my go-to goalkeeper since the start of FIFA 17 and just been worth the money really. 3k, you get a really good goalkeeper. And I'm pretty confident in him, you know. He sometimes saves me, sometimes he lets in stupid goals, but that is goalkeepers in general, you know. You can't really... I don't feel like goalkeepers are too different in this game. So, next up we have the go-to centre-back, Smalling. One of the most overpowered centre-backs you could get your hands on for that sort of coins. And I think we played 271 games with him, bought him for 15k. He's actually scored 4 goals and has had 3 assists. Now, I've played more games with this Smalling, but the problem is I used his previous card I had in the club in an SBC. I think it was over the Christmas period. So, I've actually played probably around 400 games with him as well. Now, next up is his partner in crime, and one you'll see a lot in Bailly. There's a problem though. I don't feel too confident in this guy. Even though I played 46 games with him, his high attacking work rate kind of puts him out of position quite a bit. I don't know if it's the same with Sergio Ramos. I didn't feel like that with Sergio Ramos, but Mbaye seems to give me that. I don't know, he just seems to make Smalling work a bit harder. So, do you guys feel like Mbaye is good in this game? Or you don't mind his high attack positioning? Let me know in the comments. Do you think there's a good alternative to Mbaye? This is the problem with the Premier League. There's so many options. It's crazy. So there's so many options in different positions. You don't know what to go for because of how good the options are in the Premier League. Next up, we are going to be using our... Sorry, not a silver player. Our first special card from the rewards. Finally, a player we can use. And that is Coleman. Now, we tried him out 11 games in Division 1. And I have to say... he's a very good right back. I really like him. But again, this isn't the Weekend League, so you don't know how he's gonna play in that league. But for now, in Division 1, he's been really good for me. Even though he has high work rates, he didn't feel as shitty and out of position as Dani Alves, for instance. 83 pace, you can put a shadow card on him, feels a bit faster. 85 dribbling, 87 defending, 86 physical with the 80 shooting, 83 passing. One thing I loved about this Coleman is when you get strong players trying to cut down the wing, he is easily going to barge them off. Now I've usually used very fast, weak wingers, wing backs, and they seem to get barged off very easily by strong forwards. Coleman doesn't get bullied very easily, and that's something I really like about him. Alonso. Now, so many people told me that this guy is the best left back in the Premier League right now. I did try him out for 11 games again. Didn't do anything for me, but again, he wasn't out of position. Even though with the high work rates, he got the job done. He didn't let players, counter-attack me. And again, he wins you headers because he's 6'2", very tall for a wing back. And at the same time, boys, this guy doesn't feel too slow. but not too fast either. So it really depends what kind of wing back you're looking at. Let's look at his pace, 81 pace, but because of how tall he is, he kind of feel a bit, he's going to be feeling a bit slower, you know. But to put a shadow on him, I feel like he feels around 85 pace-ish. So if you're happy with that, this guy will suit your needs. Now, we're going to go for the first central mid. It's going to be Dembele, and the second one is going to be Emre Can. Now, Dembele is gonna be one of the best players I've used as an SBC. 10 games played, all in Division 1, and I have to say this guy has been insane for me. And the reason I put him on the left is because he's left-footed, so cross-shot goals are gonna work, and just a really good player overall. Catalyst chemistry style really works on him. I haven't used this guy too much because, as you guys can see, 2 matches. But at the same time, he's been doing an okay job as a CDM. That's what I kind of been using him as. So I don't know what to expect from him. I'm just hoping he can be a decent holding midfielder. For now, no problems at all, so he's been okay-ish. Next up, we have one of the most overpowered players in the Premier League, or in the game in general, and that is Conte. I've only used this one for 75 games because I was usually using his inform. I sold his inform because I felt like there wasn't much difference between the non-inform and the inform. So this one's good enough. We were able to pack him, and he's just one of the most amazing midfielders you could use. I don't think I really need to talk about Conte. You'll see him in every fucking squad. Next up, we have one of the most expensive players, if not, I think he is the most expensive player in the Premier League, right? And that is one to watch, Pogba. Now, I was actually using him as a central midfielder, then I moved him up to a centre-attacking midfielder because I felt he was so wasted in that position. Even though he's a really nice holding midfielder, you can't really use Pogba to his full... you can't really use all his shooting attributes, like how good he is when he's coming forward, and plus, it doesn't really help a holding midfielder to have high attacking work rate. So, I moved him up to a centre-attacking mid, and he is insane in that position. What I love about him is how you could hold up play and pass it off because of how strong he is. A very awesome centre-attacking mid, probably one of the best ones I've used this year. Pogba, a very good player overall. And don't look at his stats thinking that 11 games, 4 goals, 4 assists isn't that good. Don't forget, I used 5 to 6 games with him being in central mid, so you couldn't really do much with him in that position. But an amazing player, bought him fresh for around 1.7 million. Very expensive, but I will say he's definitely worth it. Next up, we will be going to our first striker in the Premier League, and that is going to be a special card as well, and that is no other than the reward Lukaku. Look at that. 11 games played, 10 goals and 2 assists, all of these in Division 1. Now, I was experimenting with what strike force I wanted, so this is how it went. I was using a man of the match Son and Lukaku, and what happened was Lukaku was doing all the work, Son was always assisting. So I was like, why is Lukaku always doing everything? Why is he scoring every goal and Son is just assisting him? I put Mane up there, one to watch Mane, and then the same thing started happening. Mane was assisting Lukaku every single time, and Lukaku was scoring all the goals. I don't know what it is, but then I put in this player right here. Let's see. We put it. Oh, he's not in the Premier League, obviously. This is the first player, and another one is going to be a super sub that is not from the Premier League. But Weah, they make a really good striker combo, or forward combo. Basically, a right-footed player that is very fast and a left-footed player that is very strong, but not that slow at the same time. One thing I love about Lukaku is his shielding play is insane. And when you're one-on-one with a defender, there is no defender that I've actually come up against that was able to stop him just running straight. No defender, which is insane. I've come up against Smallings, I've come up against some legend centre-backs that are just not able to stop this Lukaku running forward. And this is the 87 one, not even the 88. The 87 one, running straight with him and people trying to barge him off. 100% always wins the battle, which is insane. Next up, we have Weah, which we played so many games with. 451 games, 243 goals, 255 assists. Crazy stats. This guy played in the weekend league so much for me, and one of the best players we have used ever. I don't think I have to talk too much about Whale because I have already in previous videos. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know is a super sub for me from that's not going to be from the Premier League, is going to be Ronaldo. I feel like it depends on who's performing better in the second half. One of these guys are going to be subbed off. Other than that, I don't know too much who should be on my bench. So this will come down to you guys. I would like you guys to help me out in the comment section below. Let me know who your forwards are and who you're going to be putting on your bench. Ronaldo's a given because he's just the best player in the game. But other than that, let me know. I'm really open to suggestions just before the weekend league starts. Maybe I could test out the team a bit more today in Division 1. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's kind of helped you out to make your BPL squads. Sorry, Premier League squad. And I feel like it looks like a really nice team. Very expensive, but it's a really nice team. Don't forget, I have 2 untradeable cards here. Well, 4 actually, now that I've counted the SBCs. But it's a really nice looking team, and it's getting the job done. But again, Division 1 is not the weekend league, and the weekend league has the sweatiest fuckers in it. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did, and hopefully you have a very nice day.